Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Max24, and if you haven't noticed, the setup's a little different this time. That's because my big computer, my desktop, has been taken apart. There was some painting going on. My mom was painting, making it all beautiful in the basement. So my computer was taken apart for a little bit, so I was too lazy to plug it in. But the Ubisoft press conference at E3 just happened, and I thought, hey, I gotta tell you guys what I thought about it, because some of you might care. Maybe one or two of you on the internet might care. So let's just speed this up, find a nice little area to do this on, maybe do it on my laptop. You know, it's not gonna be as fancy as my computer, but that's okay. But the Ubisoft press conference just happened for E3 2021. And some interesting stuff came out of it, some not so interesting stuff, some kind of bland stuff. Overall, it was an alright press conference. But before we talk about everything that happened, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, all that jazz, all that fun stuff us YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I open us on Twitter. Sometimes there's barely on Instagram. Follow me on this place, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's talk about the Ubisoft press conference. So right away, let's talk about the big stuff that happened. They showed off Avatar, their new Avatar game that they've been working on for a while. Journeys of Pandora, Adventures, something in Pandora. We got a CGI trailer, in-game footage. Well, not really in-game, but in-engine footage. Not really any updates on what the gameplay is going to look like, what the game's going to look like in general. But it looks like Avatar, the Blue Monkey people. You know, if you love the James Cameron's Avatar, then you're probably going to enjoy this game. A 2022 release date, so it's going to be a while since we actually see some gameplay. I'd like to see some gameplay. I know you'd probably like to see some gameplay. Ubisoft did not grace us with gameplay. Instead, it was a CG trailer, and it showed the avatars running around in Pandora, and then the human robot things coming in and screwing everything up, and then there was a fight in the air and all this stuff. Again, I don't know what the game's actually going to look like, but they've been talking about this game for a little while, so I'm happy that we finally get to see a little bit of it, even if it's not gameplay. Another one of the big announcements they had, now this announcement leaked before, which kind of sucks for Ubisoft, but Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This is the sequel to Kingdom Battle. If you don't remember what Kingdom Battle was, that was the Super Mario Bros. And Rabbids crossover game. It was a tactical, XCOM-like game. It was on Nintendo Switch. It was pretty fun. It's the only game that you'll ever see Mario with a gun. And it was an enjoyable game. It's been a while since we've had any more content for it or a sequel. Well, now they have announced a sequel, and it's going to space this time. Kind of like a Mario Galaxy Rabbids crossover. Now, it's still XCOM style. You got Rabbid Rosalina now, so that's pretty cool. Got a lot of Mario Galaxy elements going on here with the stars, the Sparks of Hope. More Rabbid fun, everything you'd want from a Rabbids and Mario crossover game. Coming out in 2022, so we got a little bit of time to wait for that. So if you haven't played Kingdom Battle, I'd highly recommend it. Kingdom Battle was a lot of fun. Now this one, they promised new mechanics. They didn't want to show off everything. They didn't want to spoil everything for us, so we didn't really get a lot of that. We got a short gameplay, which it looked a lot like Kingdom Battle, right? I didn't see a lot of new big differences yet, but they said there's going to be big differences. They said it's going to reinvent tactical games, and there's going to be an easy mode that people can play, because one of the big complaints with Kingdom Battle was that it wasn't as accessible to younger audiences as it should have been, so it looks like they have plans to answer that, which is good, all right? We want to see that, because accessibility in gaming is good, right? More people who can play games, who can have fun with games, the better it is for gamers. Now, they also announced Rocksmith Plus, which is their new Rocksmith game. It's a subscription service now, which is interesting. You use your phone or your computer or whatever, and you learn how to play music. It looks like an interesting way to learn how to play music. It teaches you how to play music. Now, the one thing is, it's going to need to have a lot of support for this, because something like this needs support from musicians. And if they're not getting the support, from the streaming industries, from the musicians, from all of that, then this is just going to be a bust. If it gets the support, I feel like this would be a really great way to learn how to play music, especially if you want to learn how to play guitar. They're going beyond rock too. They're doing all the genres, all of them. They talk about all of them. They're like, look we're doing country, we're doing hip-hop, we're doing Latin, we're doing subgenres of metal. Look at us. We're doing all the music. So, if you want to learn how to play music, I feel like it's going to be a great way to learn how to play music. But again, it needs support. And if it doesn't get the support, it's just going to fall. We got some more information on Riders Republic, which is the new MMO extreme sports game that they're making. I don't know. It looks like It looks like a weird, edgy sports game. Okay, I don't know what more to say about that. It's aiming for September release date, and if it doesn't have a lot of players, it's gonna bust. But if it has a lot of players, it could be a lot of fun, especially if you're an extreme sports person. They showed off a lot of snowboarding, a lot of mountain biking, a lot of that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, there you go. Rainbow Six Siege is also finally getting cross progression and cross play, so that's pretty cool if you're a Rainbow Six Siege player. And then in other Rainbow Six news, they showed off Rainbow Six Extraction finally, showed off a little bit of gameplay. Coming out September 16th. If you don't know, this was originally Rainbow Six Quarantine, and then they changed the name because, COVID. So they were like, that's a bad name choice. We're going to switch it over. Well, Rainbow Six Extraction, it looks like a PvE Rainbow Six game with 1 to 3 players. That's exactly what it is. I don't think it's very groundbreaking. I don't think it's going to be very exciting. You're fighting aliens, and it's PvE. So far with the gameplay trailer, it really didn't do a whole lot to excite me. If it excited you, let me know. But it did not do a whole lot to excite me. I was just like, I've seen this kind of game countless times. What makes this different? I did not see what made it different. They had this new MIA mode where, like, if you lose an operator or like a player dies in battle or something, then that operator goes MIA and you have to go save them. That was an interesting mechanic. They didn't really show that off very much. It might probably does get annoying, but it just I didn't see the big difference in this versus other PvE games. So I'm hoping with more content, with more trailers, I'll actually see a difference, because it just looked like a bland PvE video game. Again, if you're excited for it, that's awesome for you. I'm happy you're excited. I just wasn't that thrilled. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is getting a discovery tour like all the other Assassin's Creeds before it. And they're going into year 2 content. They're like, this is one of the first times we've ever done this. Haha, look at us. Year 2 content for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So that's pretty great. I'm enjoying Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think it's a lot of fun. Some people don't like it very much. They're like, it's not an Assassin's Creed game. I don't care. I enjoy being a Viking. But it's getting year 2 content. I've never really bought the DLC for any Assassin's Creed game, but I might have to buy the DLC because Siege of Paris is the next DLC, so that's interesting. They also showed off Watch Dogs Legion's new big content update with Aiden Pierce and Wrench from Watch Dogs 1 and Watch Dogs 2. It looks like more Watch Dogs Legion. Alright, Watch Dogs Legion was kind of hit or miss. Alright, it was fun for a little bit, and then it sort of wore off. So I don't know if I want to get back into that game. It just didn't excite me like I wanted it to excite me. They showed off some other smaller things, some updates coming to some of their games. Overall, there wasn't a whole lot of groundbreaking stuff we didn't know that was coming. All right, we got to see some more Far Cry 6, which it looks like Far Cry. There was a new update on the Season Pass because, of course, Ubisoft and their DLC, they got to get that Season Pass in there right away. But the DLC is going to have you play as the other villains from the Far Cry series. Now, they were like, Far Cry is known for iconic villains, and they showed off Far Cry 3, 4, and 5's villains. So Far Cry 1 and 2 didn't have iconic villains, but Far Cry 3, 4, and 5 did, so, But you're going to be able to play as them in, like, this weird mind. I didn't understand. I didn't question it. I was just like, okay, that's a thing. Cool. But that was pretty much all that Ubisoft came with. There wasn't any big surprises. I mean, besides Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which was leaked beforehand, and then the Avatar game finally getting a CGI trailer for that. Other than that, there really wasn't anything new, anything exciting, anything groundbreaking. They didn't really excite us, which is kind of disappointing because if you watch the pre-show was completely pointless. So I was hoping the conference would, be better, but it wasn't. If you didn't watch the pre-show, what you missed was 5 minutes of walking gameplay, then like a quick trailer, and then 5 minutes of a driving gameplay, then a quick trailer. 5 minutes of flying. It was so dumb. All right, go watch it so you know what I'm talking. Well, don't watch it, but if you want to know what I'm talking about, go check it out. But I'd really highly recommend not doing that because it was literally just, you're watching Eivor walk in a straight line for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're watching a trailer, and then you're watching a Watch Dogs Legion operator person fly in a drone in a straight line for 5 minutes, and then here's another quick trailer about something. That was it. So that really set the mood down, and then the Ubisoft Forward it didn't excite me like I wanted it to, all right? I wasn't blown away by anything they were showing off. Everything I either knew was going to come, or it just looked bland, or I don't know how to describe it. But at least it was better than the Summer Game Fest kickoff, all right? At least it was better than that, but there's only literally 2 things to compare it to right now, the Summer Game Fest or itself. So we'll see. Next up is Gearbox, which should be interesting. Hopefully we'll get to see some more Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And then tomorrow is the big one with Xbox and Bethesda. So if you want to see all of that up-to-date content quick without having to watch it, check out my channel, subscribe to me here. I will be making videos on every single one. Maybe the next one I'll be able to have my normal setup back. We'll see. Or maybe I'll just do this blue background. It seems easier. But I hope you enjoyed. If you watched the Ubisoft Forward press conference, let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if it excited you. If it did, that's awesome. Let me know what games you're looking forward to. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next video.